Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Coolest Coast. Today we have a special treat in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, where we're going to visit Michael Dittmer at Still Bend. Still Bend is a fantastic house that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Join us as we tour this amazing piece of art. You're watching The Coolest Coast.
Well, my name is Michael Dittmer, and we are at Still Bend, which is Frank Lloyd Wright's Life magazine dream house located in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. So the house was just placed on the Wisconsin State Registry of Historic Places, which means it automatically goes to the National Park Service to be placed on the National Register. Frank Lloyd Wright, the most prolific architect probably of all time, at least the most well-known architect of all time, was from Wisconsin, and he built about 40 to 50 properties in Wisconsin and about 500 to 600 buildings around the country. There's about 400 to 500 of them left. And this house is special in that it is his vision for how the middle class could live. He had designed houses for very well-to-do people. He was very famous around the turn of the century with the Prairie School movement. He built probably the most famous house in the world, Falling Water, which is in Pennsylvania. But this house was meant to be a showcase for how the middle class could experience great architecture as well. He called this type of house a natural house. That is to say, it has beautiful red brick, red tidewater cypress, red concrete floors, and just very natural materials. We are in what has been called the Bernard and Fern Schwartz house. However, Frank Lloyd Wright named the house. He put the name on the plans. He called it Still Bend. And we're located right here on a big, wide, marshy area of the East Twin River. And this area wasn't even in city limits when the house was built, but it was known as the Still Bend area. So Frank Lloyd Wright, when he saw the plot plan and saw this beautiful site, decided he would name the house Still Bend. Frank Lloyd Wright was famous for designing stained glass windows back in the turn of the century and beyond that during the Prairie School period. And he designed a lot of houses for well-to-do people. But again, this house was meant to, or this style of house was meant to be for the middle class. So the middle class would not be able to afford stained glass windows. So in the Usonian houses, or this type of house, he would typically take the clear story windows, which run along the ceiling to bring light into the house. He would take different design elements of the house and abstract them into the clear story windows. So if you look up at the window, you'll see on the bottom right-hand side, looks like a skeleton key. That clearly represents the major design element of the house right here, which is the brick piers with light coming through. And if you look at the top of the window, you also see a little triangle there, which is repeated in the furniture and the lamp. And I think all of that was really taken from Navajo or native blanket designs, which he, at that point of his life, was collecting. He was spending time down in Arizona, and so there was a lot of Native American influence in the house and the designs here. So that theme continues with the light boxes embedded in the ceiling. He did a slightly different abstract design of different design elements of the house for the ceiling light boxes throughout the house. So Frank Lloyd Wright designed all kinds of furniture and furnishings for the house. These tables right behind me, these low tables, were designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. One thing we did for the 75th anniversary of the house is we actually built a lamp that Wright designed for the house, but the Schwartzes never built. And it's a beautiful little lamp that has the same character as the furniture, kind of a triangular shape. And it's designed to go right next to the large fireplace. And that was the birthday present to the house when it turned 75 years old. Now what we do is we rent the house out to people who want to experience living in a masterpiece. So people literally come from all over the world to experience living in Frank Lloyd Wright's Life magazine dream house. In fact, this Christmas we had a family from Belgium who flew over here just to experience Christmas in the house. And then we do public tours. In the summer months we have tours sometimes 2-3 times a week. And then we also do small corporate retreats, a few weddings, and company holiday parties.
This episode of The Coolest Coast is brought to you by Pat Tice of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Stark Real Estate.
So the easiest thing to do to see more pictures and learn about the house is to go to stillbend.com. Well, we would love it if you would come by and take a tour sometime and really explore the house. And really thanks to Tina and Jason, and thanks for watching The Coolest Coast.